Greetings, everyone. Here are some questions that I get on a regular. Why am I not able to manifest the things that I desire? Why is my meditation and my fasting and my prayer, why is it not working out for me? Why do I have to wait so long for my dreams to come true? Or for those of you who understand the ancient ways and you're doing your spiritual work and it's not manifesting. And I'm going to say is when you go into anything with doubt, if you're going for a job interview and when you're being interviewed, um, you go with this negativity, the person interviewing you feels it. Nothing attracts people more than confidence. And the same thing is true. In anything you want to attract into your life, you have to step to it with confidence, believing that you already receive before it can come through. Now I'm going to give you examples of how I'm able to manifest the things in my life that brings me joy and peace and love and comfort is having that belief that there's nothing that I could ask the universe for that would be denied me. All good things is mine as long as I claim them. So the moment you feel that you want something or you need something or you're desiring something, it's because it's already available to you. And so that's the only reason why you want it. It's like the spirit saying to you, you can have this. So all of a sudden you're in love with it and you desire it. We're not talking about people who see others with their things and just bad mind and want it. We're talking about having these feelings that I want this. This would, you know, bring peace or love or joy to my life. Understanding, of course, that peace and love and joy is within you. And then material things are just things that are going to add. Okay? They're going to add to your your existing joy and peace that you already have inside of you. Okay? So when you go to it, like you go to your parents to say, I'm hungry, you don't think your parents are going to chase you away and say, no, you can't have this. You know that they will give it to you. It's that kind of confidence that you must bring to it. So, again, for the new subscribers who ask these questions, please understand that, I'm a multifaceted person. There's a lot to me. I'm a poet, I'm a writer, I'm a sociologist, I wear a lot of hats. I'm a spiritual advisor. I'm an empath. You name it. There's so much levels to me that some of which I don't feel comfortable sharing. But what I can share with you is that my belief is not stemmed on something that I don't see. It's based on my experience. So when I'm practicing, especially in my spiritual life and my spiritual practice, I go based on what I see works. I no longer pray, go down on my knees and pray with this thing that one day God might answer me. When I do so, it's ritual. When I do so, it's just putting things together, herbs, using nature, respecting and paying obedience to the spirits that exist around me. Learning now that we are all born for purpose and that all of us at birth come with our guides and they're always with us. Some of us have shut our ears to them. Some of us have shunned it because of religious beliefs or, socialization. But at my age, I have come to understand that these energies are here working with us. Again, that doesn't mean you won't go through hardship. That doesn't mean that you won't have difficult times in your life. But understanding that even in these circumstances, these things are happening to teach you something, to teach you a lesson. Sometimes the lesson will be repeated because you don't learn. You didn't learn from the first person. And so you meet someone else and you didn't learn there. And the message and the lesson is coming from someone else until you finally get it. and then you can move on to the next task, because we are here on a mission, and whatever we're meant to achieve or meant to do while we're here on earth, we're going to do it one way or the other. Some through disobedience, it'll take longer, but at the end of the day, you're going to be doing exactly what you were brought here to do. That's my belief. Anyway, the story I want to share here with you is to answer those who are saying, how do I manifest the things in my life that I desire? And I can tell you that as long as you have confidence, and as long as when you're setting your intention and it's based on purpose and based on need, not just wants, but needs. So some of you might be saying, I want $10 trillion, and it's not happening because you don't need that. But if you are then able to write down your goals and determine exactly what it is you want, I can't tell you what you want. I cannot do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. I can just guide you through it, or teach you through it, or show you how I did it. So an example I'm going to give for you is in this home. When I moved to this home, I remember standing in my kitchen, all four of us standing in the kitchen and looking around the space and saying to myself, well, where do I begin? First and foremost, the prayer that I placed in the atmosphere brought me to this, without giving you all the details. But I had a particular prayer that I prayed, and I got exactly that. And I learned from that too, because when I had the power to ask for anything, I asked for this because I wasn't very confident, so I limited myself. Some of you, when you're asking for something, when you're desiring something, you limit yourself. If it's just an imagination and if it's just a desire, why can't you go big? Why can't you imagine the greatest dreams that you could ever have for yourself without limiting? It's just a thought and just a word or utterance. So it's so easy for people to think negatively, and so you draw that to you when you could speak positively and draw all these amazing things to you. So in my limited mindset and my fear, I did go to a certain level of fear because of my situation that I was in. So I manifested the thing that I asked for, and that's what's most important, not what I was just thinking at the time, but what I actually thought about and what I actually got. And so when I sat in here, every appliance had to go. There is not one that was, well, except for my stove. Everything else, everything was broken. I fell in love with aesthetics. I fell in love with, I wouldn't say aesthetics, but certain structural things I fell in love with. I love my garden at the front. I like the porch at the back. I like the land space at the back. I like the glass doors in the house. And I like the sunroom. I was in love with those things. But everything else needed to be replaced. But guess what? That's what I'd asked for. See, I wanted something that the average person wouldn't want. See, you have to have vision too. Before you get the thing, you have to be able to see it, physically see it with your eyes, not just imagine, oh, I would want this thing, but you're not seeing it. You have to see it. So I knew as we were standing in the kitchen, there was nothing to write on because we were just looking at the space. I knew I needed $15,000. And how did I know this? I know I needed $15,000 because I needed a stove. Now, as I was trying to manifest this, envision this in my mind, I said, okay, I need a fridge and I'm not prepared to spend more than $1,000 for it. I need a dishwasher. I don't want to spend more than $500. I need a washer and dryer. I'm willing to spend $1,500 for that. I need a stove range because, like I said, the stove was the only thing that I could work with. I need a stove range because what was there was a microwave, and I don't like those things. I used microwave, but I didn't like the one which a lot of person want now. But that one where you can use it as a microwave and it has the lighting on it, and the more modern one. But I didn't want that. I wanted to remove that, and I wanted to put a stove range, and I said I'll pay $400 for it. When I added that up, I think it was 4,000, 1,005, 2003, $3,400. Then I looked in the bathroom and I needed to replace the tub because there was a jacuzzi in there, but it was old, and jacuzzi is something that if it's an old building, or even if it's not so old, if you're not careful, bacteria and stuff is in those jets, so you have to get it clean. So I just wanted that gone, and I wanted to budget for $1,000 for the bathtub and a sink for $600. I need everything in there. I needed that place to be just overhauled before I can feel comfortable, and I totaled that to $5,000. Okay, November 21st, 2000 something. Okay. So I wrote it down. I didn't have paper. I didn't have any paper to write on, so I grabbed the first thing that was here. Now, the brown color that you're seeing on there, it's something that I put just activate my thing, activate my desire. In total, I wrote what I needed, the $15,000. I had no idea where it was going to come from. I had not the slightest idea or the slightest clue where that was coming from, but I know that I needed these things. And so I believe that December, on Boxing Day, I went shopping, and the fridge that I wanted. And keep in mind also, I have all these things, but I also go to look at them, take pictures of them, and claim them. So that December, the fridge that I wanted was on sale for $1,000. So I was able to purchase it and to check it off. And then the dishwasher, the washer and dryer, was everything that I got was exactly what I said I wanted it for. I wanted to pay for it. Every single one. I have checked off everything on this list. I've been doing this for years. And so it's allayed those fears. I no longer have fears. There's nothing that I desire that I cannot have. Because it starts with the imagination, as I've said many times, and the thought. I write it down and I move towards it. Absolutely everything. Everything. Everything that is material, that is. Imagine living in a world where you're not worried about material things. Where you understand, though, that you only ask for what you need and not just what you want. So if I need money, then I just put down what I need the money for. Because the money, as I said, is magic. That has nothing to do with anything. It's just the things that you desire. So envision not the money you need to do the thing. Yes, you have to calculate that. But it's what you need that you focus on. You need a car. First and foremost, you have to decide how much the car is going to be. You're going to write that down, but you have to know what kind of car you want, what color, what make, what style. You see it. You have to envision it. You take a picture of it in your mind before you ask for it. So some of you, you're asking for things, but you're not seeing it. It still amazes me. And so in my teachings, when I give it to people, sometimes they go doubt. By the way, I met with a lady not too long ago, a young woman. I wanted to ask her, who sent you? But because I know Spirit, Spirit just says humor her. Somebody sent her to test out Jenny to see who I am. And the beautiful thing about it is sometimes the stuff that is said, people don't pay attention. This is why I give you a copy. So later on when it happens, when the light goes on, oh, this works. Oh my goodness. Because sometimes when you get the message, you expect to see it right away, or you're supposed to identify with what's being said right away, and it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it's to come. But in the meantime, you draw to yourself what is to come. And you are already doing that just subconsciously. You're not aware, because some of you are saying things, negative things, by the way, and these things are being manifested in your life and you're not realizing it's because of what you said. And some of you are not realizing that, yeah, you were manifesting, you were doing it the right way, but you just happened to tell it to the wrong person. And there it is. It's canceled. So if you realize that everything you desire in life, you can have it. It's all about how you see it, or how you envision this thing, and how you ask for it, and how you cover your bases to include all different types of things. So I want love. What is that? I want love. Love is within you. You should be seeking that from somebody else. You have it within you, and then it attracts those who recognize that type of love. I want money. Who doesn't want money? But what money for what? To do what? So you have to not just think about the money, because if you don't see it, you'll never have it. I want money to do this or that. And that you're not living in a fairy tale where you're lazy and you have opportunity to make money and just sit there folding your arm and saying, oh yeah, I want this roof to lift up and money dropping on my head. It doesn't work that way. But once you are in alignment with the will of the Most High for your life, and you have so much confidence in knowing that you are blessed, and that there's nothing that you desire that you cannot achieve or receive. So I have been doing my prosperity jar for many, many years. The first time I recognized this working, I was just so blown away. I had a list of things that I desired for that year. And the last one, I went away to Europe. And when I came back, it was a long time dream to go to this particular country. And when I took it out of my jar and I checked it off, I realized it was the last thing on my wish. So I take it out and I put a new one in. Here's the thing. Once you write down what you desire and you put it in your jar, you cannot take it out and add anything. All you can do is just, and of course, there are other things that you have to include in that jar. Now, this is where the personal consultation comes in. And you get the receipt, you get the rest of the information. So I wrote another list. And I checked off everything. There's one on it. And it's about to come true. And I was saying, this time I wanted to make sure I included everything without fear. Yes. Stay tuned for more. Stay blessed.